Hey, it says I'm live. Now it says I'm live. Hey there, viewers, and welcome back to the Self-Made Auto Channel. We are here for another What's Up Thursday, or in short, what? And it is the 2620 edition. I want to make sure that I'm coming in loud and clear all the way across the Webiverse. It looks clear on my end. New hat, America. Let's see. I want to make sure before we don't get cray-cray. Is it loud and clear? Everybody's like, hey. Sounds great. Schmitty says it sounds great. Schmitty knows everything, most everything. So he's got a sweet accent from Boston area, New England. Don't really have anything good to say. Don't have anything bad to say either. Looks like we're on a little delay there on the chat, possibly about a minute or so. How many folks are up in here? They got this new platform. YouTube's always changing stuff. I don't know how to quite run it. I'm just happy to make a video and be able to upload it on the YouTube and have it come up appropriately anymore. I don't know why we always have to fix what isn't broke. Perhaps it was broke. Yeah, you are too, Smitty. So Smitty's up in here with the Blue Wrench, Kuba, and JC Smith so far. They are going to be our moderators, or some of them. Anybody with Blue Wrench will be a moderator. So if you're saying naughty things, they give you the boot, apparently. I don't know where you go into no man's land, lost on the World Wide Web. Yeah, I saw that, Dave. I see we're at almost 400,000 subs. That's a lot of folks. Although the subscriber count seems to go up, I've noticed on the YouTube. The amount of views seems to stay about the same. So I don't get too ramped up about the number of subscribers, because I believe that, perhaps certain people subscribe for, let's say they have a, Chevrolet and they only want to watch Chevy videos or Chevy truck or, certain model cars. They just subscribe to a lot of car channels. So if their particular model comes up and they want to learn a little bit about it, perhaps that's the only time they watch, or certain general purpose type videos. The one video I know they don't watch is one about Snap-on scan tools. Huh, shame on me for thinking about that one. That was kind of funny. Corey's in here from S&A. He's got a Blue Wrench. He will kick you out. The Snap-on tool video. It was kind of funny. Neil came and picked up his tool. He left it here for a couple weeks. Like I said, I used it a few times, and it is what it is. Like any other Snap-on scan tool I've used. When he picked it up, he's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Yeah." I was reading the comments, and he's like, he told me that most of the people that hate Snap-on is because they owe him money. That was pretty funny. So, but anyhow, yeah, I don't think the people were really hating on me. It was just more or less hating on Snap-on and the cost of their tools and their updates and stuff, which, I can't disagree with. I wouldn't say I hate the company. Their tool certainly isn't garbage. I do believe it's, way overpriced for what it is. But that's, there are some Snap-on fanboys that have no problem paying for that. I mean, they got the tattoo and, the stickers on their truck and, the payment bill, to follow it and the debt load that is associated with it. Considering, all things considered, people ask me about scan tools all the time. And I guess while we're on the subject, not that you chose it, but, to have a Snap-on scan tool, let's say that thing's $8,000. Well, the fact is you can buy, an Altel MS908 or a Bosch ADS 625 or, any, real good scan tool, Launch, ArtiPad, whatever you get, a nice scan tool and a laptop and a picoscope for the price of, a mid-range, Snap-on tool. So that's my thoughts on that. If I was going to spend and get the best dollar for dollar, that's the route that I would go. I'd rather have a picoscope than a Snap-on scope any day of the week. And, that's that, so that's what I would do if and I were you. Let's see. So there was I did put out a little thing here on the YouTube. Let me click back here under the community tab. I'll let you guys know I was doing what today. And I asked you folks for some questions over there. What do we have? We have 53 comments. So I'm going to kind of click on those. I'm going to have to click back to make sure everything's working here. Oh, PJ's up in here. He's booting everybody. Everybody's getting booted out. Let's see. So we'll go down to some of here. First one up is Jiffy Jeff. He writes, I would like to put a V8 in a 2010 Ford Ranger two-wheel drive, make it a fun dirt racer. Any ideas? My idea would be to save your money. Buy your kids some food. I don't know. I don't have any ideas on that. Future of EV car repair. That's written by the Mind Gap. Don't know much about EV vehicles. I don't see them. I mean, you guys know what I work on. I work on rusty junk, so I'm not going to do the what I call the Kilmer and just give me a roundabout answer to a question I don't know anything about. So there's that question. We'll zap down through these. Could you settle? This is from D guy. Could you settle a huge controversy between myself and my shop partner? I keep telling him that putting grease on the ears of the brake pads just means it's going to gum it up, but he insists it helps. At least we both agree that brake calipers in the Northeast always need rust knocked out with a file. You do it your way, let him do it his way, in my opinion, because, so long as you're greasing, cleaning out the caliper bracket, like we've shown a bazillion times, greasing underneath it or, priming it, painting it, and then greasing it, then putting on quality hardware, that's where they rust. I mean, I can't say I've ever seen the ears on the pad rust to the point they lock. It's usually the caliper bracket holder on an ear style pad. So if he puts a little there, I find that just collect a bunch of garbage. So I don't put it there personally, but I also use stainless steel hardware every single time too. So that's your call. Let's see, where else we got? Ice cream machine follow-up. Oh, yes. Mrs. O has made an ice cream making video and some other videos. You guys had asked about her channel on one of my last videos. I think I had photobombed her while she was doing a video or something. And that's funny, TDM. I won't say anything. I didn't even pretend I didn't see that. At any rate, she's going to get her channel going. And it's, shop cooking, Mrs. O. I can't remember what the name of it is, but I think she wanted to get a few videos ahead. So that's that. I'll let you guys know when it's out so you can go stalk her and then get banned over there. So only if you're mean, of course, or not mean, but just vulgar. I find that when most folks get on ladies' channels, obviously they get vulgar. Oliver. Yo, what's up, Oliver? Jennifer, Nora, shout out. I just gave him a shout out. I don't usually do shout outs. I don't know what the name of it is, Caleb. I don't know, Self-Made Kitchen. I think it's Come and Taste with Me, something other. Taste with me. I don't know. There was a lot of rhyming going on. I told her, that's a lot of rhyming, girl. Come and taste with me to see recipe, something. I don't know. Maybe it's in. I don't know. But she's kind of a hipster. She does this whole food plant-based mumbo jumbo. Thankfully, though, the food I eat eats the food she eats. So thankfully, she still makes me real food, meat, potatoes, stuff like that. So I'm thankful for that. She likes to do her thing with her, I call it the hippie food, where they smell like sandalwood and patchouli oil. So that's that. Anyways, I'll get back to a couple of these questions here. DIY Dave, he's got a YouTube channel, gave SMA a shout out the other day on some headlight restoration video. What? Are you finding newer cars are presenting more obstacles to diagnostic data, security layers, etc., that prevent non-OEM scan tools from talking with them? How are you handling it? I think I remember Keith mentioning this in one of his videos. You are absolutely correct, DIY Dave. I don't know about a lot of manufacturers because Keith sees a lot more late model stuff all across the spectrum than I do. I mean, this is the kind of junk we work on, Tiburons, 300s, Blazers, things like that. The big three and the big three in the Asian world. We don't want to call them Jap cars because somebody gets offended. Chrysler is the big one, 2018 up with a security gateway module. You can now do that with your Bosch scan tool. Snap-on, I believe, also, but I think you have to pay $50 on Snap-on to have that released. So that's the only one I've ran across with like security type issues. Other than that, I can't say I've, think newer cars, there are some things you have to do, like have an LSID, a locksmith ID, to get some key codes for, programming keys and such like that. But other than that, in my little corner of the world, I haven't been hindered too much by new technology so far. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Alan. And hello back to you. Of course, I have a hard time keeping up on here. Make sure everything's all good. Stunt man. Oh man, I'm still hooked on Neutral Drop. If you're sensitive or have sensitive ears, do not go watch the Neutral Drop channel, where they got Stunt Man, Cameraman, Blunt Man, and Junk Man. And Junk Man has his own channel, and super bizarre. I don't know if you guys have been watching Neutral Drop. If not, check them out. If you don't like heavy New York accents and a little bit of F-bombing here and there, don't watch it. But if you do, don't watch it with the children around. They're great bunch of guys, do anything for you. I've gotten to know them on a more personal level, chit-chatting back and forth. But they've discovered something that by dumping latex paint in an engine, almost instantly, less than 30 seconds, seizes the engine tight. It doesn't make it knock. It doesn't tick. It just instantly locks the engine up. And it's super bizarre. And I'm talking like 2 quarts. Take a V8, got 7 quarts of oil in it. You dump 2 quarts of latex paint in it, and the engine instantly seizes up. It just does what we call the choo-choo train. They got the oil cap off, and the thing just starts ripping white smoke out of the oil cap, and then locks it up. Just click, click, click on the starter, and it is done. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen, because they've run engines with no oil, olive oil, BBs and marbles and antifreeze and battery acid. They've put in everything in the engine. They don't blow up. They do eventually. You put latex paint in it, it is done. It is awesome. I can't turn the autofocus off. It's just a cheapy Logitech thing. It's just going to do what it does. But it's pretty wild watching what latex does. If you want to ruin somebody's day, 2 quarts of latex paint in the crankcase, that thing is done in like 30 seconds. It's wicked awesome. And then what else? So anyhow, check that out. Go check out Neutral Dropper. You can be part of the Neutral Drop family. Bunch of good guys. I'm going to eat an orange. And of course, over on the Neutral Drop channel, you've got your No Mercy reversies. You got your rocking horses, your leapfrogs, all kinds of moves, NASCAR burnouts, covering the juggler, standing behind the safety pole. I've watched way too much Neutral Drop. Hey, it's Rob from One Auto. He's a handsome man, I might say myself. Always admired Rob. But then he got a new job. Yeah, the old leapfrogs. They did this one on this, I think it was a Monster. No, it was a Nissan or Toyota pickup truck. The frame was broken half. It was fantastic. I almost peed myself a little. What else we got over here? Yeah, they're going all the way, folks. And they will. Their channel will explode just because the content is all the stuff you wanted to do to a car, but you never did because you own the car. They get to do it, which is great. And I want to go down and visit them. I'm hoping to go down and visit them here soon, maybe before spring. And I want to be an addition on their show, and I'm going to be Mechanic Man. Talk about voltage drop with a test light bulb. I'll think about that one, Jonathan. I missed something else up here. Hello from Louisiana, Louisville, Kentucky. That's the home of the Louisville Slugger. Hey, Greg. Let's see where we at here. Yeah, I was reading a couple of these questions. Let's see. This is from Mike's Cinema. Let's talk state inspections. Have you ever had owners bribe you to pass their clearly rusted out beaters? I'm new in the industry and cannot believe how many people wait until the last minute to renew their car's state inspection. When it doesn't pass and we have no time to fix the issue, they try to bribe us with a little window decal. For that little window decal. Even more amusing are the ones whose money light's on. They try to outsmart us by clearing the code, but the monitors don't run and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so I can't say I've been, hey, there's Stuntman. We were just talking about you, Stuntman. What's it got, Erico? We're just giving you props here, Stuntman. And I was sharing with them some of the latex paint stories. And I see Junkman just did a video on pulling the valve cover off. I was surprised to see the cam wiped right out of that car. But anyhow, you're going to have some people coming over to check you out, Stuntman. I told them that sometimes you have some naughty language because you get pumped up. And poor Mrs. McGillicuddy. Anywho, state inspections, that's what we were talking about. I've never been bribed. I've been asked, well, can't you just pass it? The immediate answer is no. I do not do shady state inspections. It's not worth it. I make $6 to inspect the car. $6 profit if it passes. If your car doesn't pass, it doesn't pass. I'm not a prick and I don't sit there and nitpick it. But, you know, if you bring this thing in and it's, you know, parking brake doesn't work and parking brake shoes have been removed and, you know, cracked brake hose and pitman arms falling off, I'm not going to pass it. It's not worth it. I'm not going to jeopardize my business and my livelihood to make $6. No, you can piss off. That's what I say. There's plenty enough people down here that do lick 'em and stick 'em inspection. You go right up the road here. As long as your lights work, you got a sticker. And it is not worth it to me. No way. I get audited once, sometimes twice a year from the state, and no way. Hey, there's cameraman. Cameraman there, folks. Stuntman's up there. Yeah, pitman arm falling off. Must be a GM. That's right. Because pitman arms are always loose on those things, like every time, even the new ones. Where are we at here? That makes me want to go watch some neutral drop. I'm coming down to see you, cameraman. And I'm feeling bad for Stuntman. He's lost 8 competitions in a row to Junkman. I need to give him a try. I want to see if I can beat him. Is that knife a spider code? No, I think it's a buck knife. Yep. Buck knife. Buck knife, buck deer. Yeah, so I guess in regards to inspections, yeah, no, it's definitely not worth putting everything on the line to give somebody a sticker. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. Even if it's your friend. You know, I lost some friends when I started this business. You know, I'd say that loosely, friends, because I wouldn't put stickers on their garbage. Like, no way. Forget about it. I won't even sticker my own stuff if it didn't pass. You know. Oh, cameraman, don't let Stuntman see that. He's your brother. And we know he's putting BBs in Junkman's engine. What state am I in? I'm in the state of chaos most of the time. Let's see. What else do we got here? Let me go pop through a couple more of these questions. How's Josh doing? Well, Josh is doing pretty well. He's still here every day doing his thing. Great help for me. Hopefully he doesn't move away. But I know he's courting a lady right now. Got some prospect there with a girl that he's starting to see. So hopefully he doesn't fall in love and move away on me. Let's see. Another one about EV cars, which we know nothing about. How's my new lift and equipment doing? Pretty good. Pretty good. Lift's doing pretty good. Tire machine balance, you know, my balancer is still the same one I've had for a while. Tire machine's doing well. I am in the process of buying an limit rack for over there on Josh's side. Now that bay's only 50 foot long, so it's going to be tight like a tiger. And I'm trying to figure out exactly which one I need so I can, you know, position it correctly because it's going to be ahead of that lift. Oh man, orange burps. Actually, I'm going to have to move that lift back. I figure keep about 160 inches from the door And then, excuse me, I'm going to put the alignment rack in front of it, but it's going to make it snug. And I want to make sure it's not too snug, because once you drop, 17 G's on a, good alignment rack, and then you have to buy, a computer system and everything. So it's going to be like, a $35,000, $40,000 investment. I want to make sure it's going to be right, and that we have the right amount of room and everything as well. So that's my thoughts on that. So that's going to be the newest addition there once I figure out exactly what I want, but I'd like to have that done before the spring. So actually, Albert Anderson, most scissor style alignment lifts, I've yet to see a scissor style alignment lift that's shorter than any 4-post lift. And that's simply because the runways are really long on them. Usually the runway or the ramps are usually like 5 feet long or longer, because a scissor style lift sits so much higher off the ground. They're 12, 14 inches off the ground, so therefore they have to have a really long ramp. And it's just a pain in the hoo-hoo to always be pulling ramps on and off. So I want something that we just don't have to mess with a lot. We can just we still bring cars in. We can still get a Crew Max or Super Crew on the other lift, and still have room in front of it, and still have maintain the 70 inches from the alignment equipment to the center of the turntables and all that stuff. Man, this autofocus is bonkers tonight. Yeah, 17 grand is only 2,800 licking sticks. The Crusher Kid, hey Eric, thanks for the content. Replacing oil cooler on a 2012 Woo Wrangler. I think I should replace the injectors while it's apart. I wouldn't. I mean, I assume you're talking about, is this a 3.6? Is that what they are? The ones with the screw-on oil filter everybody breaks off on those things. If they are, I would. I want to just go winging injectors in it, just because. I mean, you're only looking at a couple-hour job just to do the, the oil cooler and filter housing anyways. That's my thoughts on that. I wouldn't. So yeah, 3.6. Yeah, I wouldn't. Just pull the upper intake off and just pop the new oil filter housing in there and the gaskets and stuff that go with it. Forget about the rest of it until it's a problem. And it's a Jeep, so you're going to have a problem. Your channel is awesome and extremely helpful. Thank you for all the videos, and thank you, Mark, for commenting. We appreciate that. It's a Jeep, it'll be scrapped. You're saying, that's TD. Yeah, what that was this TDM guy? He's a Land Rover guy. Doesn't know what's good for him. There is a Land Rover TDM down at the Wilbert's U-Pole at Bath. Not a sponsor of the show, but they do have a Land Rover there. Doesn't look like anybody's picked anything off it. Probably because nobody has one of those around here. My assumption. Oh, where are we at here? Explain to us why the Ford Fiesta is the best car ever. I've never even worked on one, I don't think. Buy it. Why would I buy that, TDM? I already have a Jeep. That's just as bad, isn't it? Let's see. I think I've looked at a lot. I've looked at Hunter. I've looked at Benpack. I've looked at John Bean. I've looked at so many freaking lifts. It's like, makes my head hurt. Some ice cream fun. The ice cream store is still closed. However, those ice cream machine is working. Whoops. Whoa, something's going a little crazy here. Thoughts on Scotty's idea 2AT 205 all rubber 2 times. I'm not sure what that means, Pod. I'm sorry I can't answer that question, but something about Scotty, so you know it's true. That's all I will say. We'll get some brake clean with that for sure, Evan. I want to let you know that I'm in tech school, not in class, LOL, right now, and your videos have really positively influenced me to be the best. Thank you. Well, that's really cool, Mark, or Marky, as you like to be called. I don't know that for a fact, but that is encouraging. More than you could probably think. And I don't want to go super deep on you, but it is encouraging when I read positive comments in the comment section that for some reason you guys have been inspired or led to be better at what you do or think differently, perhaps, because frankly, I don't think about myself like that. That I'm inspirational or inspiring or, anything like that. And I'm glad if in some little fashion it helps you along or can, help you feel better. I don't know. We're getting too deep, but you know what I mean. Anyways, yeah, no, I am happy about that. Even though I don't really know how to express my feelings, as Mrs. O would say. I'm not much for the feelings. Do I own a project car? I own a Jeep, so technically, yes, that's a project. Which, some people want to know if Marie's started school yet. Not that I know of. She moved out of the state, went way over that way, several hundreds of miles away, and I believe she's not starting her school until school normally starts, which I think is in the fall. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, did Hannah got married? Yeah, Hannah got married, and she's now an official nurse, got her paperwork and all that stuff, passed her tests that she had to pass so she could do nursing type stuff as a full-time job, making tons of money, and got married and has a house and all that stuff. So that happened. And I went to her wedding, probably drank a little more than I should have. Have I ever tried Amazon Basics ratcheting wrenches? I have not. I didn't even know Amazon Basic made tools. I will have to check that out, though. But I can say the Amazon Basics batteries, like AA batteries, 9 volts, all that stuff, they're fantastic. I use them all the time. I use them in my trail cameras and stuff, and they work great. John paid for one Lickum stick. I appreciate that, John. I will save that and stop the temptation of giving somebody else a Lickum stick. Hey, Eric, what's the part number on the puller you use for pulling bearing races off the hub? What is the part number on the puller I use for pulling bearing races off the hub? I know what you're talking about. Hold on, it's some OTC number. It's this little guy right here. 7503, that is OTC. Focusing 7503. That's the one I use for pulling the race off the spindle. However, because I watched the YouTube, let's see where we at here. Because I watched the YouTube, there is a method that I have been employing to take that bearing race off, and it has worked. The duck's nuts, the bee's knees, the cat's meow, the dog's pajamas, however you want to say it. And that's just heating it up. It's fantastic. What I do, I go over to my bench, over to the vise. I stick a socket in the vise. I take the spindle and stick it on top of it. Twirl it around, take the torch on the bearing race. Ting, it falls off. Like, why haven't I been doing this for 15 years? I've did that yesterday on a Compass that we did, and then a Honda Pilot that we did the other day, and it has just been, I'll have to do a video. However, I saw it on the YouTube, and I don't remember who showed it, but I owe somebody credit where credit's due. It's not my idea. Somebody else did it, and it works great. Well, thank you, Richard. I missed one here. Still haven't fixed my old Subaru from last What's Up Wednesday, driving company rental. Like the wife's new kitchen. Watch every single video. Keep her going. Well, thanks, Matt. I don't recall what your Subaru problem was last What's Up Wednesday, because I think that was a few months ago. And the new kitchen, yeah, that thing's working great. So doing really good. Want me to shout out West Virginia? What's up, West Virginia? I don't know if that's how you do shout out, but what else was I going to tell you? Oh yeah, another thing. So I haven't been doing What's Up Wednesdays since, deer. Usually I do them after deer season, and then we start What's Up Wednesday. So this was kind of a sad winter, late fall for me. So my dad passed away, and it's been let's see, it's been a couple months, and that was pretty tough, And then just before my dad passed away, my Uncle Tim died, and then right after my dad died, his mom died, so my grandma died. So a lot of a lot of heartache and stuff, in the family this time of year, this winter. And it's been pretty tough. I still have some tough days, so there's that. And, I think I had posted something there. I didn't blow it up on social media or anything or, nothing like that. But I did let you guys know that I was on like, a little bit of a hiatus just because of that. So, and it's still really tough. Like, this morning I went to my mom's, where my mom and dad's, I had to plow out the driveway. And, hold on here 1 second, folks. I want to make sure it's important. Okay. I had to go plow the driveway with my mom's, and it's just tough because, like, I'm there this morning, and, plowed out. And I just know, I see all my dad's stuff. I see his tractor and his Kubota and, truck and, everything's still there. And it's tough because, like, he would be plowing it. Driveway would have been plowed out like 4 a.m. because, they wake up at that time, which is weird. But so there's that. And it just makes it tough. Songs on the radio. You don't listen to country music because you just be bawling all the time. And so there's that. But it's just tough. I mean, he's only 67. So, but anyways, we're all going to end up in a 6-foot hole sometime. What American life? 01 F-150 4.6 running lean on bank 1 fuel pump. Replace the fuel pump, fuel filter, fuel pressure regulator, plugs, coils. Any suggestions? Arrgh, about to give up. Arrgh, fix the vacuum leak, and you'll have your car fixed. That would be my suggestion. If you're only running lean on one bank, I would more or less assume that you have a vacuum leak specific to that bank. First thing I would do before I went and just shotgun a whole bunch of parts at it is I would check and see what my fuel trims are. Is that bank indeed running lean more so than the other bank? You want to make sure that you don't have one bank that's super rich and the other bank that's super lean, indicating some kind of volumetric efficiency between bank to bank, i.e., a plug converter, something like that. But if it's just running lean, positive fuel trims, add an idle, you rev them up, they get better, I would more assume that you have a vacuum leak. Scanner Danner must have like 600 videos on Fords with lean codes. I think on his free channel, I think that's all they ever fix is lean codes. Check them out. Uses a water bottle all the time, listens for where the water sucks in. Me, I use them brake clean, which is wicked dangerous, but more exciting, keeps you on your toes. Let's see. While changing my hub assembly, I noticed a bit of play before the axle engaged in the transmission and in the rotational direction. Any advice or ideas on what to do? I hope I'm understanding this Hunter K correctly. And I'm assuming this is, like a front wheel drive CV axle. And you've noticed some play in the axle engaged in the transmission. That's pretty normal. I don't think you'll grab a hold of any CV shaft that slides into the transmission that doesn't have a lot of slop up and down. If you don't have any fluid seal leaks, no axle seal leaks, no vibration complaints, nothing like that, then I can only assume at that point it is normal. But as a general rule, where CV shafts go into the transmission, they do have some play. And perhaps you've just never noticed because, you've never touched it before because you didn't touch it until you did the wheel bearing. So that would be my thing. That'd be my guess. But I am no expert, so please do not rely on my advice. Thank you, Nick R. I will keep it up. At least I try to keep it up when I got to. Anyways, I just got a little salty. Let's see here. Yeah, I didn't mean to get all sappy on you guys or anything, but you know how it is. If any of you guys lost any of your parents, which a lot of you probably have, but if you haven't and your parents are still alive, go hug on them, love on them, let them know. That would be my advice to you. Spend some time with them. And the other thing that was super tough is my mom had found a letter from my dad to us, to myself, my brothers, and my family. And he'd been writing it since he was about 60, so when he got diagnosed with cancer. And that was pretty tough to read. So, but it was kind of nice, to actually get it. But then, just kind of listed some of his regrets and thoughts and, life things, I guess. And I guess he regretted mostly is just, being a workaholic. And I recognized that myself early in life or earlier in my career because I was kind of a prick when I first opened because I thought I had to be. Well, not mean the customers and, anything like that. But I would say more so to my family where, so I got married, bought a business and had a baby all in 9 months, we'll call it. Because that's when babies come. It's like 9 months after you get married, usually. At least it did in my case. And for years, because I started with nothing, empty shop, my little low-rise lift and a Craftsman air compressor. But, I felt the need to work, around the clock. I worked 7 days a week. I'd sleep here sometimes and just work as much as I could so I could make money to buy a lift and buy a new compressor and buy, get whatever I needed because I didn't want to go in debt. And that put my family through a lot, especially a young family starting out and young kids and, newly married and all that stuff. And so it was kind of a mess for, 7 or 8 years before I finally realized you got to take a break. But anyways, I don't want to get too deep. Getting deep. I'm out deep today. Let's see. Oh, Frederick. Ooh, Frederick. Your last Buick video helped me with a side job. Want to say thanks. Have you ever removed a cab off a Chevrolet, Ford, Dodge, or any make? Yes, and yes. As a matter of fact, all three of them I've had cabs off from. I've never removed a cab off any of them. Let's see. Chevys, like on the Duramaxes when I worked at my dad's shop, you would pull them to do anything. If you had to do heads on them or something, you just pull the cab because it was easier. My brother Scott just had the cab off his Dodge because we were swapping it out for a new cab. But yeah, Fords more often than not, like on the diesels. But I don't see them here anymore, so thankfully, no, I don't do that a lot here. Hallelujah. And this guy, old Alan, he's got an 08 Grand Cherokee Limited. He's getting a front right side helmet 30 to 40. None before, none after. Thinking front bearing. More than likely, not much else up there that can hum. What I would do is drive like a wacko when you're going down the road. Hold it at that speed, get that noise up, and give her some of these. Give her some white line to white lines. See if it's more pronounced, zigging and a zagging. If it is, let's say, for example, like you hang a right and the noise goes away, it's probably the right side bearing. If you hang a Louis and the noise gets really loud, it's probably the right side bearing, and vice versa, putting weight on it and taking weight off from it. So, didn't somebody ask something about the flat races? I thought I saw. Of course, when these things disappear, I can't see them, so I apologize if I've missed anything. Where are we at here? Which scanner do I have that has the built-in wiring diagrams? That's from Mr. Tang. Tang Wu. Let's see. That is this one right here, fella. This is your Bosch ADS 625. Hey, there's you looking at me, looking at you. So this one has built-in wiring diagrams. So long as you have an active subscription yearly. I just updated the one on that in January, as they say, and it's getting better. The tool's getting better, I'll tell you that. Bosch has been doing pretty good. Spent all night cleaning the hogs in my backyard with my vegetarian neighbor watching. I should not laugh out loud at that. I see what you're saying. I'm a meat eater, so you don't offend me. And I process all my own animals, so I get it, dude. Although I usually don't try to taunt people, So spring is coming to take the family Friday. Oh, well, thank you, Frank. I appreciate that. And your Cadillac DTS makes a groan or hum as I increase RPM while driving off the gas. Is the DTS a groan or hum as I increase RPM while driving? Let off the gas, it disappears. I would want to know, Stephen. You're going to need to isolate whether or not that hum or groan as you increase RPM? Are you getting the hum or groan noise as you're increasing speed or increasing RPM? And what I mean by that is the noise coming from, the engine, like, let's say it's like, it's like, is it indeed with RPM? If it is, obviously I'd be looking at engine related stuff. DTS. I don't know if they have power steering, hydraulic or electric. I don't keep track of a lot of that stuff in my mind. But if it's a hum or groan noise associated with RPM, then I'd be looking at, drivetrain type related items. So it's about the best I can tell you. I appreciate if folks don't ask me vehicle specific type questions, because I don't keep vehicle specific information in my head. I never remember anything I can look up. Do I keep in touch with her? Yeah, I mean, she comes here to have her car work done. Snow's coming. Yeah, I know that, Mike. I had to hook up the dog this morning. I got the plow on. Been a super mild winter. I think I've only plowed once or so. And so that's done. And then I woke up this morning and I see we had like 3 or 4 inches of snow and ice on top of that. But I was like, I don't need to bring in the dog. But I got down here and the parking lot's a mess. I'm like, it's all right. Go back home, get the plow. Have I been approached by the reality TV honchos? Good question, Ernie. A couple of times I have, once to the point of interview. And the fact that I don't have, what do I want to say? I'll say this nice. I got a face only a mother can love. I don't fit the profile for a TV host. And that's what they were looking for at the one time there. And I made it to like level 3 where they like call and they make you take your hat off. They look at you. They make you smile. And they don't like the fact that I got crooked teeth, a bump on the back of my head, no tattoos, and skinny arms. So whatever, dude. That's what I say. It don't matter to me. I just keep doing my thing. Oh, what's going on in my Jeep build? That's a good question, Jack. It sits out back right now. And I'm not working on it. I got a pile of parts over there. I still got to put gears in it and lockers, and because that thing is about as handy as tits on a bowl. My little red Jeep at home will walk circles around that big jacked up mess. Yeah, my teeth are great for radio too, Schmitty. No, I got lots of scars, Mike, both internal and external. I'm scarred up and messed up as the next guy. What I would like to do, if I could be on any TV show, obviously it would be British TV show, because they don't care what people look like. Even have all crooked yellow teeth, they don't care. Whatever, the Brits, they're awesome like that. You'd be some old hog, can't hardly speak, and 600 skin tags on your face, and they're like, hey, whatever, man, we're on TV. That's what I like about the Brits. That's why I want to move there. But I want to go there and be on Junkyard Wars. Who remembers that show? That's a good show. Even though it is still kind of reality TV, I would like to have real reality TV, like a Junkyard Wars show. Like, I would love that. Like, I would quit my job to go do that. So that's my thinking. I'm eating pistachios, in case anybody's wondering. Wow. Thank you, David. I will. Do I not wave my knife around? That's very generous of you and very much appreciated. Maybe we can use that to start up our Junkyard Wars. Yeah, I know Junkyard Wars was fake, but if we had real Junkyard Wars, like Wilbert U-Pole to Bath, sponsored Junkyard Wars, like me and other YouTube mechanics, we get together, we have Junkyard Wars. Not like that crap they did with the other folks there. I mean, I'm not down on like Eric the Car Guy and Chris Fix and stuff, but they had kind of like a rendition of that. But I'm talking like the real deal, but not in, you got 45 minutes to build a monster truck. Can they do it? Let's find out next. 45 minutes of commercials and boom, they got a monster truck. Now I'm talking the real deal. That's what I'm saying. Like me, we got Schmitty down here, Kuba, Rob from One Auto. We all come over. Wilbert U-Pole it and CRC Brake Clean, instant sponsors. And, have some, thank you, sir. We'll get some more coffee with our British money there. you know, we all come down and we have like real project with a realistic time frame. Let's say like, you know, here's all the cars. We don't know if this runs or not, but, you know, figure it out. You got a week, you know, you got 7 days, and then have, you know, a challenge with whatever the objective was of the build. You know, have a build objective, have free roam of everything you need there. And that's all you have is just what's in the salvage yard. None of this placed or prop stuff. I think it would be fantastic. And I believe that show on TV would be a big hit, at least with manly men and manly women. So, hey, there's Bob. What's up, Bob? Yeah, we're pretty much living junkyard wars, Mark. I mean, it's what I do every day. I come here, I'm like, junkyard wars. I walk in and work on rusty junk. So, what do you guys think? Do you think, call Eric the car guy? What would I want to call Eric the car guy? Hey, thanks, Clark. What do you think? I want to know what you guys think about the reality TV of real junkyard wars, and then everybody call Wilbur Chew pull of the bath. Don't do that. I take that back. I should never even said that. Please don't call them. They don't even know who I am. I'm just a guy who goes in and pays my $2 to go to the junkyard, okay? I just want to see what you say. You grew up in a junkyard. I envy you. All right. Herschel, I do 100% appreciate. Whoa, way out of focus. Appreciate the super chat. But if you have a creaking and popping under minor flex, new upper and lower control arms, front struts, OEM, body mounts, questionable. I don't know. Honestly, I would not know where that popping noise is coming from under minor flex. But what I would do is if I could repeat the noise consistently, I would go out and duplicate the concern. Like, you know, yep, we can drive it up on the cinder block and clunk, clunk, you know, pop, 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 pop. And then I would simply be outside the vehicle while I had somebody doing that and isolate the sound of, you know, the noise, you know, where the heck's it coming from? That would be my approach. So personally, but as far as where is the noise on your truck, I wish I had that ability to tell you, but I don't. My price at Wilbur's just went up. Oh, you don't want my knowledge on cars. I just make a lot of good lucky guesses. Got real lucky on that Blazer today. You guys will see that in a video. I do appreciate all the super chat, guys. Do not feel that it is necessary. And like I said, I can't answer car specific questions, you know, unfortunately. I ain't no Scotty Kilmer. I don't have 55 years experience. Anyways, did I miss what anybody thought about the what were we talking about? Junkyard wars, yeah. So I just think it'd be great. So maybe I can start my own thing. Maybe I can call the Discovery Channel. Is the Discovery Channel still a thing? I haven't had TV in 13 years, so I have no idea like what's on, or if there is, you know, a shows. I don't even know what shows are on. Yeah, probably. Yeah, mechanics projects certainly are long term, as I'm finding with the Jeep. I've just got to finish it or sell it or something. I probably just should finish it so I can drive it. What causes fish biting? Usually misfires. Oh, the Discovery Channel is still on, they can say. Yeah, that's good to know. Helped him get up the courage to do a head gasket on my S10 the other day. Oh, wow. Fantastic, Mr. Jenga. That's great. I'm glad that you conquered that. Those S10s, those things are tighter than a tiger, like a Banshee, especially with the big 4.3 in it. You know, they're kind of a pain in the hooski to do anything. I forgot about them until I had got this 04 up here on the list. Look at that relic. There she is. Pennsylvania, clean too. Clean as a whistle. 04. Got a Tiburon down there, junk. And then, so anyways, I did you guys a video on that car right up there, the S10 Blazer. How to find a broken wire. I showed you logical thought process and finding broken wire. And what do you know? We went right to it, and boop, there it was. It was broke. I don't know. I think it's because I've got a big nose. I can just sniff out broken wires. I'm thinking. Where we're at here. You taught this fellow mechanic a lot. Have a nice comment. Well, thanks, Nick. I'm glad that I could help you. I don't know what I could have taught you, but hopefully it was the right thing and not something naughty. I can do that once in a while. I wish I worked with someone like you who had the same passion as you, and I'm 22. Oh, wow, just a young buck. And diag and fix nearly all the jobs in our two-man shop, me and my boss. I don't have anyone to ask when I'm stumped. So thank you for your videos. Oh, that's really great, Fox. I do appreciate that. And I am fortunate to be able to have folks that I can talk to, a lot of nice folks. When I get stumped or when I want to bounce an idea off somebody, I've got a lot of great friends in the industry. My suggestion to you would be is that there are a lot of folks out there that are willing and able to help. So there's platforms like diagnostic.net, diag.net. You can join their forum of just, professionals. There's also IATN.com, I think it is, the IATN. So you can Google that, IATN, diag.net. Those are going to be like big pay forums. Shut off the furnace. And then, of course, if you're on the Facebook, there's a lot of Facebook groups, but they get filled up with a lot of drama, and it turns into a big PP swinging contest. And so I don't get it mixed up in a lot of that, because a lot of the forums on the Facebook, they can turn into, now there's some that are great, but there's a high percentage of them that suck. So I would suggest something like diag.net, IATN, something along those lines. Check them out. Don't tell them I sent you, because they don't know who I am, and it won't help you any. So where are we at here now? Yeah, drama sucks. I got time for drama. Save the drama for your mama. That's what I always said. Ooh. Yeah, it's just usually a bunch of people complaining, and yeah, like I say, it turns into PP. So, mine's bigger than yours. Oh, look at mine's in the dirt. Oh, look at me. I got a Snap-on Mumbo Jumbo toolbox. Like, whatever, dude. My toolbox is still bigger. I don't know what that means. I don't even know how big my toolbox is. Matter of fact, I can't even brag about it because I don't know how big it is. We can find out. My toolbox is 13 feet, 4 inches long. We got a big one, folks. 13 feet, 4 inches long. I don't know how big that is in the centimeter world. I don't have a centimeter tape measure. Anyways, can I talk about flat rate? Not really, because I'm not on it. I think it's stupid, and it makes people pissed off, and it makes them rip off other people. I don't know. I'm very biased on the flat rate thing. I believe in hourly. So I don't know much. I can't comment on it because I don't do it. But I've seen it turn people evil. Oops, I missed something. Thank you, Frank Mead. I have some customers with the last name Mead. A few of them. What's been the toughest job so far in my career? Not shooting somebody. That's been pretty hard to resist sometimes. Automotive wise, oh my goodness. I don't really know. But I don't really know. That's a great question. I don't know what the toughest job is. One where I was like really sweating bullets or something. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know the answer to. You would think I would, because I'm the only one that would know that. But I don't have the answer. Probably the toughest thing in my career. I can't think of a job. I can think of other things like, not giving up, because some days you just want to throw in a towel because sometimes it just sucks. And you have obligations. I don't only have obligations to provide for my family, but I also employ, 2 other guys here in the shop, and try to keep things going, keep it rolling, keep it cool, not lose your and sometimes that's tough, because I'm here and, customers here, you got to talk to customers, this guy needs some help. This guy needs some help. I want to be there for him. I want to help him. I don't want them doing things they ought not be doing and kind of helping and building and molding them as employees and, making a nice work environment. And, so some days it gets pretty stressful, but, try not to, you can't lose your cool. Some jobs just suck, but I don't consider them difficult. I just consider them sucky. So that's different, I think, than, a difficult job or a tough job, rather. Do I play an instrument? I don't. If I played one, though, I always wanted to play the guitar, but with my fat meat nugget arthritic fingers, it doesn't really allow me to. So I would like that because I love making up songs, and I'm always, changing the lyrics to a song to come up with a parody. And it usually has it's not profanity, but usually they're kind of funny or have innuendos in them. And I sing those songs whenever the song comes on the radio with my, remake of lyrics. So I would like to know how to play the guitar, but I don't know anybody that plays it. And I've tried a little bit, and, my fingers just don't bend like they used to. So, oops. Oh, this guy's from Scranton, the Nepa Motorhead. Thanks, Nepa. I hope I'm saying that right. Nepa, not a sponsor. What else would I like to do? I'd like to, I thought about, I want to play something because, like I said, I like making up songs. So, I thought about a harmonica, but you don't know many people that are playing the harmonica and singing at the same time. Think about it. Perhaps they can. Do I have a guitar? Yeah, there's some guitars in our household. I believe Mrs. O has one. For the ice cream fun. What's my favorite flavor? My favorite, hands down, all time. If, the Lord came down and said, Eric, you can only have one flavor of ice cream. Pick it right now. Yeah, 5 seconds. I'd say strawberry. That's my favorite hard ice cream. Strawberry with like real strawberry. I'm not talking like the cheap crap that's just pink and tastes like nastiness. Good strawberry ice cream. That's my favorite. Let's see. I missed one. What's been the most ridiculous, out of line thing a customer has said or done? I'll get back to that in just 1 second, Chris. I don't want this one to disappear. Have I ever had an accident or an oopsie that happened during a test drive? Yes, I did, as a matter of fact, Tyler. Pulling in a customer's Chevrolet 1500, had big old fender flares on it. This thing was rotted to no end. Somebody was parked in front of my bay out here like a ding dong, and I went around them, and I was coming in my bay, and the little steel posts outside just nicked one of the fender flares. Of course, the truck is so rotted, the fender flare fell off. I felt obligated to go into my customer and say, ma'am, I was pulling in your truck, and this happened. And apologize. I would be more than willing to pay for your fender flare and blah, blah, blah. And at that point, I was hoping they were going to look out and say, you know what, my truck is a rusty piece of shit. And, forget about it. The other side's it's gone anyways, and it's rotted in half. But needless to say, they went and got an estimate to have the fender flare painted and installed. And, which I told them that, you get an estimate because this is what I have to do. And, I'll take care of it. So they come back, got an estimate. I gave them the money. You guys know the rest of the story. It ain't never got fixed, but they got their money. And that's fine because I sleep at night. If they just want to take the money, I'm the one that damaged it. I broke the fender flare off. But let's be honest, it was held on with like 6 pieces of rust. So there's that. And one other time I scratched a customer's car with my tool cart. And again, same thing, told them to get an estimate. I gave them the money. And then like 4 years later, it was still scratched. They just pocketed the cash. So that's how those outcomes have been. Those are the two I can think of. Shit, what was the other question you just asked? Oh, my brain's about as long as my ding dong. I cannot even think what the other question just was. Somebody remind me. The accident one, where's it at? Is anybody in here that can remind me? I have one more term in mechanic school. Do you have any words of wisdom? Run as far and as fast as you can. No, do your best. Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. Get training. Don't give up. Surround yourself with good people in this trade. If you want to get better, find good people who are going to help you. Worst customer interaction. Thank you very much. But that would be, my thoughts on that. It's going to probably be discouraging at times because cars suck. Sometimes they do. And sometimes working in places can suck. But, if this is your passion, if this is what you want to do, man, just stick with it, bro. Worst customer interaction. Don't let me forget that. These things are coming in. I'm not only a great mechanic, I'm a great communicator, teacher also. I always feel like you're talking to me personally. Well, Will, and that's because I am talking to you personally every single time. Thanks, Will. Did I just wink at him? Oh, boy. He's a truck and coach apprentice. What's a truck and coach apprentice up here in Canada? It must be a Canadian thing. Loves learning it from my Vijayos. Well, thanks, Maddie. My parents have a dog named Maddie. It's a little Chihuahua. Truck and coach apprentice. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe a coach like a bus. Anyways, worst customer interaction. You didn't see the skin tag. That's right, Jack, because it's on my back. I didn't wink at everyone, Bob. I was only talking to the other fella there, personally, on a personal level. Mr. Wilton P. Worst customer interaction. One time, I had this fella come in, and he's passed away now. And what happened? Comes in for inspection. I told you guys this story before. Comes in for inspection, driving his piece of junk Chevy Tracker. His Tracker is a Suzuki version of it. Brings it in. I put it on the lift. I do the inspection. Left front wheel. This thing's locked up tighter than a drum. I mean, you can't even turn this wheel. The brake order's purple. The pads are just nothing but white crumble. Something's locked up in that wheel. So I bring him out. I go in here. Mr. Customer, come out here. He's an old guy. Comes out here. I throw it up on the, it's up on the left. Hey, look at this, we'll call him Mr. T, because that's how his first name was, start with T. Anyways, comes out, looks at it. He's like, oh, yeah, you're right. And then he goes on the rampage like a lot of customers do. Well, I just had this, F and A hole down the road. He did the brakes. I'm going to stick it right up his A and drive it through his window and blah, blah, blah. Gives me this whole spiel what he's going to do to this guy because he just did the brakes. Well, I'll tell you right now, folks, those brakes were not just done. So he's obviously not thinking correctly or got screwed, but I knew who he was talking about, and I'm thinking he just confused, So I was like, well, when you get done, doing whatever you got to do to this guy, bring it back, and we'll put a sticker on it because that's all it needs. So anyway, boom, he leaves. Comes back like 5-6 hours later, comes in here all huffy. I was like, hey, how's it going, Mr. T? I said, did you get that done? Did you get the brakes done? And he started mother effing me like one side and down the other because I didn't put a sticker on his car and I charged him $21. Well, I told him, I was like, look, dude, I said, this is, in New York State, you pay what you pass or fail. It's $21. Bottom line. I don't regulate the price. The state does. And that's the way it is. You bring it in, we scan the car, it's $21. We inspect it. If you pass, it's $21. If you fail, it's $21. I don't make the laws. I explained it to him in a nice way possible. And I'll be darned, he wants to throw down. He wants to square off with me. So, I'm not going to roll this old man because, I got to be respectful. He's an old guy, frail. But, he wanted to throw down. So simply came around the counter. I got to take a swing at him, got out of his way. I opened up the door and kindly asked him, just leave. I was like, Mr. T, I said, just leave. Just held the door open. I said, you need to leave because he didn't want to get stupid. And what kind of freaking story would that be? Like, oh, yeah. You hear about Eric knocked out Mr. T, 70 years old. Like, no, I ain't going to hit no old guy, bottom line. So I just asked him to leave, and he left, and that was it. That was the end of it. And, I'm the biggest ripoff and blah, blah, blah. So I think that's the best way to handle it because I think he was confused, to be honest with you. I think he had a little dementia, something there, but it wasn't pretty. And there was another person in the office at the time. So, the whole thing looks stupid when you don't know the whole story, but that's the truth. I can sleep good at night. I didn't do anything mischievous or deceitful. So there, that's how that happened. That's my worst customer interaction, I would have to say. Anyways, yeah, and unfortunately he's dead now. I mean, he died quite a while ago. This guy's got an EcoBang 300K on her. The EPAS electronic power assist steering is acting notchy when colder. I'm guessing it's the stepper motor, and I have to replace the rack, but I've got no experience with these systems. Anything else it might be? That's a good question, Matt Manion. 1 second, Matt. Hold that thought. Am I hiring? I am absolutely not hiring, Wesley. I cannot afford to pay anybody here in our geographic area, anybody worth their salt. I paid my 2 boys here, and tapping out after that. But appreciate the question, though. He's guessing it's the stepper motor. I doubt that they have a stepper motor. They're probably just like a DC brush motor. If it feels notchy, probably what I would do if it was me in my shop, and I could duplicate it. Let's say I could duplicate it. Felt funny. First thing I'd want to verify is A, is it really in the rack, or B, is it a mechanical problem? You got 300K on this Ford. So, when it's cold and after it's been sitting for a while, are you feeling actual binding in the ball joint, CV shaft, something like that? I guess what I'd want to know is I'd unhook the tie rod ends and, can I move my spindles back and forth? Something like that. Of course, that changes with weight on it. So I perhaps would be inclined to do that on a set of turntables, like on a alignment machine. Boop, pop ball joint off or pop tie rod off. Is everything cool there with weight on it? If that was the case, then I would say, if I have an intermediate steering shaft and I live in the Rust Belt, which you probably do, because if it's 25 degrees out, it's pretty chilly. I mean, it's not too cold, but it's getting cold. So you probably live where it's cold and salty. I would want to know, is it notchy? Like, does it cam over? Like, is it very consistent? If it is, it's more than likely, a seized U-joint in your intermediate steering shaft. That would be my thoughts. And then if my intermediate steering shaft was good, I knew there was no binding in the front end by unhooking my tie rods and turning them and inspecting everything there. At that point, I would probably be inclined to do a current draw test on the motor itself. Just run one of the wires. I would turn it and see, is the current dropping? Is it increasing? Like there is some mechanical binding in the rack, and that would probably answer your question or answer my question if I was working on it. That would be my approach, only knowing what I know. And that's the best I can do for you, Matt Manion. So hopefully it helps. And thank you, Mr. Gomez. I'm glad I've taught you guys. You guys are very encouraging. I will say that much. And, oh yeah, I was going to tell you about one other customer ordeal. Pissed me off a little bit. And this is back when I first opened. So I had this fella come in. We'll just call him fella. So this fella comes in, old Zalero. I remember the cars. I might not remember my anniversary, but I can remember if somebody pissed me off. Not that I hold a grudge. It's just I usually remember the cars. Comes in this old Zalero, brings in for state inspection. It's always people get pissed about inspection. Oh, I had one the other day too. Comes in for this inspection. I checked this thing out, and everything was good mechanically. The money light was on. So I told him, hey, you can't pass in New York State if your engine light's on. Okay, well, do you know what it is? I said, you know what? I said, I can diagnose it for you. And I didn't even charge him to diagnose it. So I bring it in. It's got an EVAP code, canister vent valve, piece of cake. It's open circuit. It was like 5-second diagnosis. Power's grounds, everything's good there. The canister vent valve's junk, so I give him a quote on canister vent valve. And then let's see, how did this go down? So already run it through for inspection, and it failed. So you get charged for that. It's automatic. It's $21 for that. And then he's like, yeah, go ahead and fix it. So I was like, yeah, whatever. I fix it up. I throw a canister vent valve on it, like half-hour labor. I think I would charge half-hour labor because I think the bill was like, it was less than $100 if I remember correctly back then, because this was a while ago. And I do that, and I tell him, I say, hey, you take it. I say, you drive it for 3-4 days, bring it back, pop sticker on it. Hasta la vista. Well, later that day when old wifey got out of work, she was rhymes with blunt. came in here and lost her mind. And she carrying on and this and that, ripped her off, screwed her, and that light wasn't on and blah, blah, blah. And this guy is standing back there like the biggest freaking pansy you ever saw. He's just cowering in the corner, you know, head down, embarrassed. I'm like, dude, I'd be embarrassed too. Like, tell her the truth. And, you know, she knows, but he's just a complete, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, that kind of, runt, that was the word I was looking for. So that really, that got me good simply because, you know, he was not backing me up and he knows like what was up. And of course I didn't have a signed repair order, first mistake, didn't print out any codes, anything, you know, it's like, you know, the dude's acting all like we're buddies and I'm taking care of his stuff. And now his wife's trying to snowball me, you know? Anyhow, so after she got done flapping her mouth, I reached in my drawer, I grabbed the, you know, $86, whatever it was, whatever the total on the bill was. I put it on the counter, pushed it to her. Adios, muchacha. Have a nice day, lady. Get out of my face, punk. So that's how I handled that. It's not worth getting in a pissing match with these people because it's just not worth it. What are we gonna do? We're gonna go to small claims court. We're gonna do all this stuff, whatever. Just get out of my face. So that's how that one was handled. Right or wrong, that's how it's handled. Here's your money. Have a nice day. And that's how that goes down. And then the other day, guy calls up at a Compass. Got a Jeep Compass. When I come in, can I get an inspection? Yeah, sure. He just lives across town, so he comes in. Brings it in. We put it on the lift. This thing's a toilet. It's like most Jeep Compasses. I mean, you know, rear control arm bushings are spanked. Front brakes are like down the metal. I mean, there's like, you know, no way this thing's going to pass. Front control arm bushings are popped right out. The control arms are laying right against the frame. So I go in the office, you know, I know this guy. And a lot of people feel more comfortable instead of a mechanic just coming in and be like, oh, you need this, 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 and this. You know what, dude? Come out here. I'm going to show you something. So we come out, we walk out there. I show him and say, you know, you see these control arm bushings? Yep. So yeah, they're popped right out. He's like, oh yeah, I can see that. So he could see, you know, you could see where these control arms laying on the frame. He could look at his front brakes and see that they were ground to nothing. And then the problems in the rear control arm bushing. I mean, just spanked in this thing. You grab the wheels and you move them 3/4 of an inch. So he could see it all with his eyes, looking on the lift with a light. Sat down, run it through, foul it, out the door. Didn't scrape the sticker, wasn't expired. He starts getting all pissy in the office, like, mother, rip off. Like, whoa, dude. I was like, look, I didn't rip you off. You saw this guy was close. But I didn't. I keep my cool. But, you know, he starts flapping his mouth about, you know, being a ripoff and like, you know, come down here for a simple inspection. This is supposed to be just an in and out thing. Well, dude, frankly, it wasn't in and out thing. You just failed. It's not my car. I didn't build it. I didn't buy it. I didn't break it. I didn't make you buy a Jeep Compass. I just accommodated you. You called me. I got you in 15 minutes. That's what we have to, you know, that's what I did. I got you in. So anyways, whatever, dude. It is what it is. You just can't please everybody. And I'm sure I'm not the one who pissed them off that day. I'm just the straw that broke the camel's back. So I try to look at it in that light. You don't know what somebody else is going through. He could be, you know, I don't know. His wife could have left him for another girl or something. Who knows? You don't know what's happening. And that's what I try to think and try to tell myself before I think that they have a personal vendetta against me, because you just don't know what's going on in somebody's life. I've been having bad days before where like you're ready to explode. And then it just takes one little thing to, you know, piss you off, and then somebody else gets the brunt of that. And even though it wasn't really, whatever they did wasn't that big a deal. So, so that's that. Yeah, he was manstrating. That's why I tell Mrs. O, I'm manstrating right now, out my mangina, and I'm gonna get on my man strike and run you over. Yeah, probably the 10th one that failed him for the day. No, it wasn't, because when we scan them on a computer, I can tell if they've already been to another shop. So, yeah, and that's true. Now, Mr. Timo here, I think it's Timo. Whoop, where is it? Hold on. Friggin' computer thing here. Where did it go? What's he right? It is illegal for a customer to accept an inspection sticker if they know it's not passable, just like it is for the inspector. And that is 100% true. It is illegal to receive a faulty inspection. To know, like if you know you went to a shop and you got a faulty inspection, you are as at much fault as the inspector. However, when you go to get prosecuted and you're in the court and the judge says, did you know you got a faulty inspection? That's when the customer's like, oh, I had no idea, sir. I took it there and just wanted to inspect it, and he inspected my car. If I knew it had broken springs and bad brakes and bald tires, I would have just had it fixed. Bless his heart. Frick liar. Because that's how people are. Some people. Hey, thanks, Mark. And I'll keep being me. That's the only person I can be. But you know, that's how it is. They ain't, you know, they're going to this guy up the road. Not pointing any names or fingers in the direction in which place the shop is. It gives lick 'em and stick 'em, but they're going there because they know they drive a piece of crap. And they know it will never, ever pass state inspection. And that's why they go there. They don't go there because he's a good guy. They only go there for inspections, period. So let's be realistic here, man. All right, flat rate master. You are the flat rate master. Have fun filming your videos, and we'll see you on the next one. Do you fail for window tint? Yes, you do. And you have to have a window tint meter. Yes, you fail for window tint. I don't make the laws. Don't get mad at me. Hey, thanks, Dakota, man. I'll keep making the sound effects. It's just the way it is, man. What's up with this autofocus BS? But that's just, you know, that's just how it is, man. I don't, like I said, I don't make up these laws. You know, this is my business, man. I'm just doing my job. You want to come at me? Come at me. You know? Who's Vinny? Who's Vinny? Vinny's the guy that lives up the street up here in the home. He drives his little scooter around. He comes down and visits, you know, like 3 times a day, banging on my door. Comes in here and smokes cigarettes and gets it all stunk up in here. It's not my fault. Anyways, yeah, I think the whole window tint thing is kind of BS myself. But you know, I get popped. Let's say you bring it in, guy's got his thing all blacked out, can't see in it, and you drive down the road, and the fuzz pulls you over, and they say, "Hey, look at that! You just had this thing inspected in February. That was only a couple days ago." And they look at the tint. When did you get the tint put on? Oh, you bought the car like this. Oh, who just passed it for inspection? Guess what? Now I'm in trouble, and it ain't worth it. It's not worth it. I'm not going to lose my freaking inspection license just because somebody wants tinted windows. Anyways. Oh, we're supposed to get some snow. Is it snowing? I look like I can actually see out a window. Stupid. Do we fail for airbags? We do not. You get a notification saying, we've noticed your airbag light is on. But if your little light, your seatbelt indicator light doesn't work, rejection. All the other lights can be on though. No, it's not JDC Automotive. That's my boy Dustin. He's a good kid. He works up there. He's a former Ford tech. Yeah, he's a good kid. It's not him. You won't even Google the shop that it is because he's low on the radar. There's a couple of them around here. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, ABS light still passes too. You just get the notification, you know, your ABS light's on, your airbag light's on, your tire pressure is low. You get all those notifications. Do I take pictures of trouble inspections? I don't. I don't take pictures of that kind of stuff. Believe me or you don't. Just go to the next guy. Oh, things you're getting. Where are we at here? Yeah. No, I'm not eating these. No. Pistachios. Well, I won't make any nut jokes. Never mind. I was gonna try to keep it civil. Not even for CYA. No, because if your car fails, and I just fail it for inspection. And there is no CYA for failing for inspection. There's CYA if you're passing cars that don't pass. But if your car fails inspection, I give them the paperwork. If they're upset about it, I typically will show them. Anybody wants to see it, I would gladly show you because I'm not hiding anything. And then what I do, so let's say they're so upset, there is the 800 number on the inspection form. If you feel that I've done a faulty inspection, feel free to call the state. I will absolutely be accommodating to them. I will bring the car back in, put it on lift, and you can let one of the state guys look at it. Totally fine with that because I ain't hiding nothing. Got nothing to lose, baby. Any thoughts on a sealed lifetime fluid transmission? My thought is change oil on it. That's my thought. There's a lot of them that don't recommend service until 150,000 miles. I do spill and fills at 50K. That's just me. But don't go on my word because I don't know anything. I'll tell you that. That's a great question for Scotty. But I suppose if it was my car, even like Mrs. O's van, I'm supposed to touch 50K. I'm just going to dump it and refill it. Doesn't hurt anything, in my experience. Now the 534, he's off to work for the next 12 hours. Wow. Yeah, I would be curious to know how the Amazon wrenches fare. And I will look into that because I have never heard of Amazon basic wrenches. That's fantastic. It doesn't surprise me because you know what? Amazon makes everything. Hey, there's Ivan. He says if it's a CVT, just run it till it blows. And then you get new fluid with the new transmission. Hubby wants to know if I'm drinking water, purified drinking water from Clover Valley, not a sponsor. Oh, it's so hydrating. I will have to go here sometime soon because I got to get my daughter, and I think my sister might be bringing her down. Thanks for all your helpful videos. I've used them for friends, family, and myself to fix everything. By the way, I did live in ROC and now Michigan. I wonder maybe Rochester. No inspections and inspection road stops. Wow. You would think Michigan, similar to New York, rotted out junk. You would think they would have inspections, at least safety inspections. That's cray-cray. Let's see. How much did Wilbert's Nicky for the hub? The brake rotor on that Ford, I think brake rotors are like $6, something like that. They're pretty cheap. I don't recall. Thanks, Baby Metal. What? They're pretty cheap. You want to know the irony of that whole thing, though? This was bizarre. Okay, so we got the Rapid Ranger, and that was like last month sometime. I filmed that. I didn't mean to cut it up into so many parts. It's just how it works. I've been hella busy trying to get stuff done and do things, and bought a new rifle, and I'm working up recipes for that, and just trying to get the harmonic note in the barrel correct, and just one whole ripper. But anyhow, beyond that, doing doing videos, talking about the Ranger. Man, my brain is fried. Oh yeah, the ironic parts. We get that Ranger done. And I'm telling the fellow, like, oh well, you don't see this too often where somebody drives it till the wheel falls off. I'll be damned. 3 days later, Ford Ranger, other wheel, 2-wheel drive. Couldn't freaking believe it. I can't make it up. I go out in the dumpster. I'm going to show you. Well, I can't because the camera's attached. But I got a right-hand spindle, chewed to pieces. Left-hand spindle, chewed to pieces. The only good news is the other Ranger that came in was coil spring front end, and I knew right where they were at the junkyard. So I gave my boy Jay, here's a bag of tools. You go in the junkyard, roll one white Ranger, get the right side knuckle, or left side knuckle rather. And I said, we already took the rotor off it. So, and it was only a week later, so I knew the spindle wasn't rusty. So he went down there, got the left side spindle, got the rotor off the right side of the white one that I showed in the video, and boom, looked like a hero. So I just couldn't believe it, man. I was like, what are the odds of that, So where are we at here? I don't know when I'm getting more SMA stickers. I need to order them. That's my bad. So I'm feeling ashamed about that. Do need to get some more of them in. Do I do any training with CarQuest, Napper, etc.? Yes and yes. Napper training sucks. Do not waste your money on Napper training, period. I've been to several Napper classes. It's nothing but an over-dramatized sales pitch of, well, without Eklund starters and alternators in your vehicle, your car will never run and your house will burn down. And then the training sucks because it's very vague. It's like, did you know that the alternator is responsible for replenishing the voltage out of your battery? Did you know your battery's primary purpose is to provide cranking amperage to the starter to start your engine? And then you get a dinner and then away you go. Their classes suck. I would gladly take any Napa class, and I would give it props if it was good. But I haven't been to a single one worth its salt, and or by an instructor who's actually a mechanic or who has ever been one. So that is just the ones that I've been to in my area. And yeah, they've all been terrible. The Napa, whatever they call it here, Auto Care Center online training, still same thing. Very vague, very roundabout general knowledge of that. It produces no fruit. So CarQuest, on the other hand, the CTI training, some of those are very good. Some suck, but most of them are very good. Some of them better than others. But yeah, so the CarQuest CTI training, usually worth its money. Napper one so far, absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. Complete waste of money. Better food, though. So if you go to training classes simply because your boss pays for them, go to the Napper ones. They always have better food. They usually have them like at restaurants and stuff like that. Where CTI, you go there, yeah, you get some pizza, some wings, maybe some sub roll tray. But that's my thoughts on that. Maybe you guys, I'll look down here in the comments now. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Francis. I'll look down here in the comments. Have you guys been to any Napper classes that were worth their salt? And I'll wait see how this goes, because I could be totally wrong, and I could give two hoots about what kind of food they have at training classes. That does not make you a better mechanic. Yes, it gives you heartburn, but it doesn't make you any better. We'll wait because I know this has a little bit of a drag. Oh, Kuba says Napa at Vision was awesome. I did not know that, Kuba, so I may have to retract that statement. Now, this is purely my opinion, and I agree with Mike, the disgruntled mechanic. ATG classes are fantastic, probably some of the best, and also, as Corey mentioned, the ones by ASA. Let's see. Yeah, CTI World Pack, ATG, yep. Jeff Bly, Vince Marshall taught there. That's good to know, Kuba. I would love to take the class. I wish their training was good because there's actually one coming up here. Let's see. I was just on the Napper site here. Let me flick over to the old Auto Care tab here. Get logged in, and I'll tell you, there was a training one coming up here. Let me log in. Because I remember seeing this. Just bear with me here, folks. Let's see. Marketing, promo office, cost savings, resources. Where is it? Auto Tech training, class schedule. And then there's a place down here. Mode 6, prep for faint. Visit best practices. Let me find out where the frig it is here, because I knew there was something that was coming up, and I'm like super hesitant to go to it because I'm like, no way. Didn't want to waste no money. Wow, sugar. Live class June 11th, June 12th, June 13th. Find a class near you. Trying to find it, lady. Oh boy, I'm getting click happy. Wants me to sign in. I don't have my credentials right here, but I know there's a class coming up soon that's nearby, and you know, I didn't want to pay for it because I'm like, I'm super hesitant because everyone I've been to is absolute garbage. So that's that. There's lots of other training though, but Kuba says the one she went to in where the Vision was good, and I didn't attend that. So Like I say, this is strictly my opinion. And NAPA doesn't sponsor me, so I can say stuff like this. Opinions are like your butthole. Everybody's got one, and some of them stink. So, but yeah, there is a ton of stuff, a ton of training available to the automotive aftermarket. So you guys working for indies, aka independent repair shops, there is a lot of stuff available, whether it be online. Like personally, I would love to be able to attend all the ATG classes, but I can't. But I can go on AES Wave and I can buy their books. And that's what I do. I've got every ATG book they make because they're fantastic. Great books. There's one coming up here in March, TST seminars down in Tarrytown, New York. There's tons of stuff. The ASA in Chicago, all kinds of them. The Vision, the Super Saturday, there's tons of stuff if you guys like the training. So anyhow, yeah, you got the virtual academy online. You can go there. Visions in Kansas. Oh gosh, what are Chris, do you know right offhand the online videos? I can't think. There's some other online training videos that are really good. You pay per pay-per-view. You might spend like $60-$70. But if you're looking for good training, gosh, I cannot think of it. No, not Electude. It's AVI. Thank you, Keith. AVI on demand. That's what I was trying to think of. AVI on demand. And if you have a account in the Advanced Auto, I believe you can get discounts on AVI on demand and sign up for it. That's what I was thinking of. Yes, AVI on demand. Thank you guys for filling in that blank. So there is plenty of stuff. There's plenty of online training. You have stuff like Scanner Danner's premium channel. There's bazillion things on YouTube. Even even free stuff. So I mean, you got all these guys in the chats that all the blue labels here. All these guys put out videos, in-depth diagnostics, all kinds of stuff. There is tons of you can learn as much as you want to learn. That is the beauty of the day and age in which we live in, folks. You put your mind to it, you can do it. So that's my thoughts. What else do we got here? Oh yeah, I can't forget to turn the heat back on. Let me flick that back on. Hold on, folks. Let me set it down to the nighttime temp, which is the 40 degrees of Fahrenheit. Keeps it just above the freezing. And Chris will be having a 20-minute class at Vision this year. You mean I'm going to have to go to Vision? Is that the one that they always have on the second week of deer season? Who comes up with this crap? Like, hey, I know when we can make a automotive class. Let's schedule it during the rut. How about you don't? You're never going to see this guy. No way. Why? Because that's way up on my priority list. And I've learned that you don't talk to some of the folks there about deer hunting or processing deer and or eating meat because some of them are from California. If you know what I mean. I made that mistake once, and the guy's looking at me like, I'm like, whoa. Like, you're asking me why I don't come. I'm telling you because, I'm going deer hunting, dude. I could give two hoots about these rusty cars. I'm going to chase me some buck deer. Yeah. I'd be ashamed of you, Chris, if you gave up deer season to go to a stinking training event. Shame on you, son. Shame on you. Yep. Oh, thinking of Super Saturday. I know. California free sunshine and legal weed. And I didn't mean to group out Cal, but just the fellow that I was talking to was Californian. California. Got that song in my head now. Every day is deer season. That's right. When you live out in the backwoods, every day is deer season. But anyhow, we did good with deer season this year. Mrs. O got one. I got 3. So turned out good. And it's the only meat that Mrs. O eats. The only red meat she eats is whatever deer she harvests. So she went out and got herself a buck deer, and I got a buck deer and a couple does. Got one with the bow and two with the rifle, and squirrel season has been fruitful. Gavin, my youngest boy, he turned 12 this year, so this was his first year legally hunting squirrels, which worked out pretty good. And while we're on the topic, squirrel is fantastic. If you guys have never ate squirrel, I love squirrel. And but yeah, so got some deer, got them babies all processed and put away, and yeah, I wish we had moose around here. I'd rather go out and whack one moose than a bunch of deer. But anyways, with 4 deer that will not get us through till next year. That just rhymed. So I usually prefer to get 6. However, I did not go out and get any crop damage deer this year, so I can only take 4 legal deer, and that's what we have. And that's why Mrs. O got her license, because I only had 1 doe tag for gun season, 1 for bow season. So I got 2 does, 1 buck, and then she went out and got a buck because she only had a buck tag. So anyways, but it provides you with a lot of meat, you know. So, but unfortunately, we'll run out. But when about where we live, sometimes deer just drop dead middle of summer. I don't know nothing about it. I'm just kidding. We don't do that. Try to be legal. So, but I did get a big, I want to show you because somebody get offended if I show you. So we won't. I try not to offend people. Where else we at here? Let's get off that subject. Let's see. Let's see, man. Where we at here? Having about you're doing on. Oh, of course, the Jersey Bowl. Boy, you know, out-of-state licenses are expensive. Yeah, as long as they don't get autopsies, I don't get questioned. Yeah, of course we do our own ground venison. You know, we do ground venison, and of course then you get all your other cuts. You know, you get roasts and steaks and backstraps and both inner loins. A lot of the front shoulder will get processed in the ground meat. A lot of the neck meat, flanky muscles will get processed in the ground meat. And of course we make our own sausage and things like that. So where are we at here? Wow, Kevin is all the way from Japan. That's a long ways away. How about a lifetime tag? I don't have my lifetime license, Jeff. I don't. Yeah, back straps are yummy. I tell you what, man. If you guys have ever had, I don't do jerky. I think jerky is a waste of deer meat, in my opinion. I don't do jerky. I do steak. But I do like some good venison jerky when customers bring it in and stuff, you know. Have I ever used a lift for hanging deer? Nope. I've got my own deer processing facility at home in the barn. We hang them up on, or this year, you know, last one I did it off the front of the tractor. I hung my deer up on the John Deere. So, baby tenderloins inside the body of the deer. Yes. So those are your inner loins, Jeff. They are down in the pelvis area of the deer. So that's what, if you were buying a cow, your filet mignon, that would be made out of the inner loins of the cow, which are much larger on a cow than they are a deer. So you get a nice adult deer, let's say a 180-pound, you know, doe, buck, whatever. Your inner loins are yay long and about yay big around, and they're fantastic. Those are always what I call camp meat because I always eat them the very next day. But commonly people refer to as the tenderloins on a deer is what are actually, you know, in your back straps. So, and those are the meat that run down from the back of the neck to the spine, down to the rump, and, you know, across the ribs. Now, those are also I would consider the second best cut of meat off the deer. So, anyways, I didn't think you guys like talk about that. There's got to be somebody here that gets upset. So, but that's just life, folks. You know, I think I would rather eat a deer that I know lived a good life. He's up there, he's eating my soybeans, lived a couple, 2-3 years, eating along, everything's good. Boom! That's it. It's not like a cow, raised for 10 months inside of a pen, never sees the light of day, standing in his own slop, and then gets slaughtered in a mass production slaughterhouse. I think I'm more humane than my deer. So that's my thoughts on that. Same thing with chickens. I had 10 chickens this year, but I only ended up with 9. One of them died. And I made a mistake. I kept them a little longer than I should, went 10 weeks instead of 8 weeks. And these things are the size of freaking turkeys. So got them processed, and they are jumbo. They were just to the point where they were starting to get some fat. So next year I just didn't think they looked big enough and went 10 weeks. Should have butchered them at 8. But anyways, where are we at here? Chicken hunting. I never went chicken hunting. I just went outside and got them. And then, the best part is the chickens. When your chickens are ready, there's Amish boys or Mennonites that it's $2. $2 a chicken. You take a chicken, $2. That baby is slaughtered, plucked, gutted. You got your giblets, vacuum sealed, $2. And if you have more than 25, it's like $1.75 or something. So it ain't worth messing with, man. You just load up your chicken, go up there, you sit. 20 minutes later, you got your chickens back, vacuum sealed, ready to roll. Have I ever gone snipe hunting? Come on, Fort Knox. No. Hard Knocks Forge. I've watched every episode of Cheers. Yeah, that is a bargain spin. I ain't going to go out there and butcher my own chicken for $2. You kidding me? How do you hunt turkey? Like on the ground with 12 gauge? Yeah, it's I don't know if you're asking a question there, Blaze, or not, but it's local Amish that do the process of chickens. It's a whole family operation from the little Amish kids up to the big ones. I've never ate a possum. Ugh. Shot a few of them, but I never ate one. We don't have many woodcocks in the area. There are some woodcocks. They're hard to hunt, so they're in, usually wetland type areas, and you have to be careful hunting them, especially if you're hunting over somebody else's dogs, because the woodcock usually is like up and it's a real low flyer, and if you have a dog that tends to jump, I don't like hunting woodcocks, especially with anybody else's dogs. How's our turkey population? Pretty good. We have a pretty good bunch of turkeys. A lot of turkeys this fall, and always see turkeys in the spring. Northern geese, we do whack a few geese, Jeff, because you can get 25 of them suckers a day. Not a big fan of them. Like my ducks, not a big fan of geese. I just breast them out. I think their meat is very dense, and I'm just not a big fan of it. So. This guy says he's not sure if I'm actually a good person. He thinks so, but every now and then he hears something that makes him question it. I know what you're saying, dude. I'm the same way. Sometimes I question myself. What's my hourly rate? $80 per hour. Never gone wild hog hunting. I used to do a little hog hunting when I was a kid, but I've changed my taste since then. Where are we at here? Gator is good. Never had gator. I don't get out of town much, so I'm only able to eat what's in our local area. Good night, Sasha. White fur. Anyways, I guess we probably ought to wrap it up. I don't know where my daughter's at. I probably ought to call my sister and see what she's doing. I won't repeat that, Schmitty, because I don't know if you're commenting on a comment that I said. It could probably get us both in trouble. But anyways, I'm going to get rolling, folks. I do appreciate all the super chats. Appreciate you guys sticking around and to help encourage myself as I encourage you, as it seems that I do by your comments. And that's great. And it's encouraging. Wow. Should come up with some more adjectives, fella. It is always great hanging out with you guys, talking with you about absolutely nothing. And it's just really fun. I appreciate all of you, my viewers, the people. Even if sometimes you get me down, you always get me back up. And I want you guys to stay up. Oh, it sounds like Sissy's here. Yeah, I got to go let them in. You hold on, then we'll sign off. Hold on, folks. We're on YouTube. We're live.
Oh, you are? Yeah. Hi, peeps. Hello. See ya. Things good night. Later.
There's a couple thousand folks there watching. Anyhow, folks, we were just signing off and saying goodbye. What are you doing?
What?
I'm
hot. What
You're hot? This is my niece, and this is my sister. And she's Asian. And you're Asian too, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Half Asian, huh?
Anyways, and you got no teeth.
Teeth.
So, anyways, but yeah, so that's my sister, and that's pretty much all I can say.
Nice family. Hey, sis.
Yep.
Looks just like me.
Who's there?
Yep, and her little boy looks just like her too. And Trinity and my sister just celebrated their birthdays on the same day.
Yep, we're twins, huh, Trinity?
Well, you're just as tall, aren't you?
Me and Trinity have grown.
Stand next.
Here, soon. I healed on today, but.
So here's Trinity at the age of 9. And there's my sister at the age of 32.
I wear bigger shoes than her.
And
Yes.
she wears bigger shoes. But
Yes.
anyways, we got to get rolling, folks.
Thank
Again.
you. Happy birthday.
So-
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, all right. Well,
Thank
thanks for
you.
watching. Thanks for sticking around. Be sure to do what you do. And just remember, viewers, I can do it. You can do it. So,
Bye.
this is
Bye.
awkward. This is awkward.
Bye.
And that's awkward.
That's just awkward.